My name is Kate Cowell, and I was in University of Navarra last spring, studying abroad.
Okay. Why did you decide to go abroad?
Well, I've always considered it ever since I was in high school, and my mom actually spent 3 years in Spain when she was in college and then after. So I always really wanted to go abroad. And in high school, I also went to the Dominican Republic for a summer. So it kind of just like sparked my want and urge to continue traveling. And Spain was always one big place that I wanted to always go to.
How did you learn about this particular program?
Well, I'm actually a transfer student. I transferred from UNCW. So when I transferred, I kind of started looking into the different study abroad programs via the study abroad website that UNC provides, and also the journalism, because since as a transfer, I needed those journalism credits. So that was why.
Let's see. What is the greatest difference between studying in Spain and studying in Chapel Hill?
I mean, you can't even compare it. I mean, you can't, honestly. It's a completely different university setting. I mean, UNAV is probably way different from the Seville, like, university that they go to for the Sevilla program. I mean, I don't even know how to explain how it's just Chapel Hill here. It's like the grades, like you worry more about that and stuff, but going to and studying in Spain, you're like more there for the experience while grades are a part of it, and you're trying to get credit for classes. It's, that getting that cultural experience, and you learn so much being abroad.
Yeah. Let's see. How did it differ from what you expected?
Well, before I went, UNAV, I heard, it's an Opus Dei. Opus Dei created the university, so I knew they would probably be like stricter, and I heard that you had to like dress up for class, or the security guards wouldn't let you in, like all this stuff. Um, Wait, what did you say again?
How did it differ from what you expected?
Okay. Um, I don't know. I really didn't know what to expect going to UNAV in particular, just because there hadn't been that many people that had been on the program previously, and the people that I tried to contact, I never really heard back. I mean, I heard some information. I actually spoke to one girl that was from Mizzou, and she had this really awesome blog and stuff that really helped prepare me to go. So I kind of like had that information, but that was just from one girl and not like a bunch of experiences that I heard. So
Yeah.
difference-wise, I mean, I got there. I was really nervous at first just because I heard Pamplona is not a very big city, and it's not like going to Barcelona where there's a lot of, study abroad students already there. But like Pamplona is more like the local, actually immersing yourself in like the true like northern Spain culture. And so I really didn't know what to expect going into that, but I mean, it exceeded everything, just because actually being able to hang out with the students that go to UNAV, the Spanish students, and there was a lot of Latin American students. It's so different that if I had studied in Sevilla or Barcelona, I probably would have hung out more with other study abroad students like from America and such. So
Let's see. What was one of your favorite experiences while you were there?
in Spain or traveling?
Ooh, let's do both.
Geez, I don't know. Well, traveling, first of all, in Pamplona, the town itself is just so neat. And it's not really a town, it's just like, it's a city, but it's like small, but it's still big enough that it's like you can't like walk it all in one day. And actually, towards the end of my trip, my friends and I decided to walk part of the Camino de Santiago, which goes through Pamplona. So we did a day journey to the next city, and I can't remember where we ended up stopping our journey at, but that was really a cool experience, because we walked out of Pamplona and up through some small towns and into the countryside. We hiked up a mountain. I mean, that was a really
cool.
awesome experience. The university itself, like the students, I mean, it was just neat, like being able to actually meet, like I took classes with Spanish students, and like they were always so nice, and we had projects together. I mean, that was really a big part of it, and just like being able to immerse myself in like the student kind of culture there. I would say traveling within Spain, I loved Sevilla. Just the southern culture is so different from the northern culture. Northern people, like kind of how they say here that the northerners are more closed off, like
Ah,
not as nice,
that's
and the
interesting.
southerners are more like open, like easier to make friends, and that's like I thought it was funny because that's how the
That's
connotation is kind
yeah,
of here. So,
yeah, that's interesting.
but I mean, what I heard was the northerners, they're like, it's harder to like break into their friend group, but once you do, they are your true friends. But southerners, like, not as necessarily. But I mean, I didn't really find that because I just loved Sadie and it was beautiful.
Good.
So,
Um, two more questions. What would you say to people that are concerned financially about being able to study abroad?
well, I mean, a big part of studying abroad is having like the financial aspect of being able to do it,
Hmm.
and not only well, with the exchange program, it's just like you're paying for it, like you were going here for a semester, but you have to factor in the cost of the euro exchange rate is just, I mean, when I was there, it was $1 to 1.3 euro, and you just kind of start forgetting to count, like do the exchange rate, and you just like think a euro is a dollar. But in general, I would say just try to save up as much money as you can. You don't need a lot of students go to Spain or to Europe thinking that they're going to travel every weekend, and some people do, but that is a lot of money. I did a good amount of traveling, but nowhere near traveling as much as some people I knew, and I still spent so much money. So I mean, you just really need to, like, if you do want to travel, you need to pick those places ahead of time and say, that's what I'm going to do. But I think what you really need to do is travel within Spain, because I mean, Spain was by far has the most places that you want to visit. And the bus system in Spain is not as expensive. Yes, it might take a little longer, but it's still very convenient. So,
Yeah. And let's see. Anything you would like to say to students who are scared to go abroad?
to go to UNAV or just in general?
Just abroad, yeah. Is
Okay,
it worth it?
definitely worth it. I mean, I if you went for I know so many people that decide to go abroad for just the summer, and there's like it wasn't enough. Like I just didn't have enough time, and I completely agree with that. I felt like I was there and I had only been there for a week, but it had been 2 months. Like it just like goes by so fast. Like I mean, like we know even here, like school goes by so fast, but you just really need to like take it in the moment. I mean, you might get homesick. Just like go out, leave your apartment, and just kind of wander around, and then realize like, wow, this is such a great experience. I can't believe I was ever actually wanting to go home for a second.
Yeah.
So you just really have to like live in the moment and not worry about anything else, and just really appreciate being able to be abroad and be studying in a new country, in a new city with new people and a different culture. I mean, it's amazing.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add?
Um, I don't know.
This has all been really good, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, awesome. Thank you
Did it look funny that I
so
was wearing my
much.
glasses? I just like
No,
realized that.
no, you were good. Come on.